Don't buy the new iPhone. So the newest iPhone was just announced at an Apple event, along with a slew of other devices that you're no doubt going to want to get your hands on. I know I do. But believe me, they're not going to fill that empty void in your life, okay? It's not what you want, and I'm going to tell you why. Do you remember your first iPhone or your Apple Watch or Galaxy Note you purchased? I know I do. It was so cool to play with, all these new features. Remember your first smartwatch, how cool that was? It could do things you never thought was possible. Track your health, track your sleep. You can skip through music. You can double tap and pay for things. It's easy, but it's the coolest thing ever. And you knew your life was going to be different just by owning it. And when the latest version of that watch or phone comes out, you better believe you're going to be in line to buy it. You want to feel that rush again. You want that hit of dopamine. You will come up with 1,000 excuses just to justify spending all that money like you do every time. I know I do as well. You're going to be more productive. You're going to be a better person. Life will be better with this device. Well, welcome to the reward loop, also known as the compulsion loop. Designed to release a neurochemical reward in someone, such as the release of dopamine, which you've heard about, the neurotransmitter in our brain associated with pleasure, or a relief from pain. The very act of acquiring something new, it can be exhilarating. It provides a temporary high for some folks that leaves us wanting more. It applies to all kinds of different items or activities such as food, drugs, intimacy, or other forms of pleasure, and even likes on social media. And yes, even technology. Listen, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I'm not a hypocrite. I fall for it all the time. I haven't matured enough to have complete control over my impulses. But here's how it applies to technology. Now, back to an earlier point I made, when you purchase your first smartphone or device, there's a sense of excitement there. And I'm talking about that rush of dopamine. It can last a while, or basically until your device just becomes an extension of who you are and that new shiny object syndrome wears off. But you always remember how it felt, and naturally, you want to feel that again. So you wait until the next version comes out because you associate that item with that rush. But there's a problem. This new item that comes out, this new version, it's not that different from the old one. There's just a few upgrades, which could lead to a letdown or disappointment. It's not the same as your first experience, so you're left wanting more, and you'll chase more. We're right back to the reward loop or that compulsion loop. It's addicting and so easy to get trapped into this loop. Most of us have been there at some point of our life. It's difficult just to cut something off. And it's not always healthy either. We look for that next dopamine hit the way someone may look for another hit of some hardcore drugs or illegal substances. Our brain responds also the same way. It can take a lot of self-reflection, coaching, therapy. Depending on the severity, it needs to be treated like an addiction. I've been there, done that. The compulsion loop can be so good, you'll be doing things you hate all the time. So never mind that new iPhone, okay? Save your money. And can you do me a favor? Can you leave me a comment or a suggestion to help me get me out of this loop? I'm trapped. I feel it right now. And I'm too old. I'm too set in my ways to change. Listen, folks, thank you for watching. And until the next video, be safe out there, look after one another, and perhaps we will see you again.